Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how to solve rational equations when we have maybe multiple terms added or subtracted on one side. So what we do have here is an equation because we have this equal sign here. So let's go ahead and follow these steps here to help us solve. Step 1 is to identify restricted values. We always want to do this as soon as possible because if something cancels out or we forget later, then we're not going to include them, or we're going to include the wrong restricted values. So just like with adding and subtracting before, we want to look at all our denominators because they cannot equal 0. So we have x can't equal 0 from both of these x's, and then we also have x plus 2 not equal to 0. So if I solve this equation, then x cannot equal negative 2. We have restricted values of 0 and negative 2. So this is going to be important for when we get to the last step. We want to make sure that we have those restricted values here. Step 2 is to multiply both sides by the least common denominator. When we were doing adding and subtracting, you only had to look at 2 denominators. But now that we have 3 denominators, we have to look at the least common denominator for all 3 of them. So I'm looking at what they may have in common and what they don't have in common and kind of combining it all together. So the least common denominator would have to be x times x plus 2. And the reason why this is the least common denominator is because they both have, there are 2 denominators that have x, there's 1 denominator that has x plus 2. So our least common denominator should be something that includes maybe like one of each unique factor that they have. And we're going to see that if we multiply both sides by this, there are things that are going to cancel out. So we're going to do this to cancel out denominators, but we also want to be careful about distributing when we do. So let's write that in and multiply it on both sides. Now, on the right side, it's not too difficult to deal with, so we're just going to copy that down. But what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to write an invisible 1 there just to make something a bit more clear. On the other side, this is actually getting distributed to these 2 terms. So I want to make sure that when I do this, that I'm being clear about how it's going to look when it gets distributed. So that things that are going to cancel out are the correct things that cancel out. Because a common mistake that's going to happen here, sometimes we're going to forget to distribute things or cross out things that shouldn't get crossed out. Alright, and again, I'm putting that invisible 1 that's on the bottom. So now that we've done that, we're going to kind of look at each term as sort of its own individual like multiplication problem so that we can cancel things out. So in each little term, is there something I see that's the same on the top and bottom? So over here, I see there's an x and an x that's going to cancel out. For this one, on the top and the bottom, I see x plus 2 and x plus 2. And then on the right side, what I see that's the same on the top and bottom is x and x. And so what you're going to notice here is that basically all the denominators have canceled out, so that what I now have left is over here, I have 2 left times x plus 2. Over here, I have x times 1. And then over here, I have the 3 and x plus 2 left over to distribute. We're going to simplify these out. 2x plus 4 minus x, and then 3x plus 6 to help us go on to step 2, which is to solve for x. So let's start combining some more like terms because we can. Here we have 2x minus x, so we have x plus 4 equals 3x plus 6. And to continue to solve for x, I'm going to, let's subtract x. And let's subtract 6 on both sides and divide by 2. So we have x left over, and this is equal to -1. Now, before we go ahead and say that we are finished, we do want to double check something about this step. We want to check if our solution was one of the extraneous values that we got up top. So I have x equals -1. Is that the same as any of the restricted values, 0, -2? It does not match, therefore x equals -1 is our solution. But in the case that you do get 0 or -2 for x, or something that is a restricted value, that means you have no solution. But in this case, we do have x equals -1, which is not a restricted value, so that is our solution.